So, as part of today's big update for Assassin's Creed Valhalla 1.04, one of the major updates that's been added to the game today is this new performance mode and quality mode setting for the Xbox Series X and PS5. Now, it won't be easy for you to tell the difference on a YouTube video, but what this setting allows you to do is choose whether you want to set the game for performance or quality. So all you need to do to set this setting is go into your settings menu, go across to main menu by pressing left on the D-pad on Xbox, then go into options, and the first setting at the top here says performance and quality, and if you hover over this setting you can see that it says allow switching between graphics modes for better performance, prioritize 60 frames per second, or image quality, prioritize resolution and graphical fidelity features. So it depends what you want from the game, whether you want to get the full smooth 60 frames per second where the gameplay is nice and smooth. No matter what is happening on the screen, the game will actually change the resolution and tone down certain graphics options dynamically in the background without you hopefully realizing, try and maintain that nice smooth 60 frames per second, and that is the performance mode. If you go for the quality mode, then it will try and maintain 30 frames per second, but it will try and keep everything set to the maximum resolution, whether that is 1080p or 1440p or 4K, whatever you've got it set to, and it will try and keep all of the extra little graphical features and special effects and things all set to the maximum, but it will only guarantee 30 frames per second. Now you may notice a slight difference with some of the action scenes, that it's only running at 30 frames a second, but potentially you're not going to be able to tell the real difference between these. So I would say it's up to you to try these two different modes and see whether you can tell any difference and see which one you prefer. So as you can see now that I'm running this is in performance mode. So as the horse is riding along, this should be nice and smooth. We should now be getting the full 60 frames per second. Looks pretty good to me, it's pretty nice and smooth. Now if we go back into the settings, into options, change this for quality, apply those. Now that's going to say that you have to restart the game. Okay, so we're back in the game with it now set to quality mode rather than performance, and it has actually surprised me that I can tell the difference, that the graphics do look noticeably crisper, sharper. The effects of like the lighting and the fire and the grass and stuff does seem that little bit sharper, so it is running at the maximum resolution. And I can also tell by looking around that it's not as smooth, it's noticeably different, so you can tell that this is running at 30 frames a second rather than 60, because it doesn't seem quite as smooth, the movement and the camera sort of panning around. So as I said before, I think it's up to you to test these two different settings and see which one you prefer. If you would rather know that you're getting the maximum resolution and graphics quality with everything set to the max, and you're making full use of your new console in that way, and if you've got like a 4K monitor and you want to get the full 4K resolution, then I would set it to quality. If you can put up with this very slight, I wouldn't say jerkiness, but there's a very slight noticeable difference between 30 and 60 frames per second. However, if you like the smooth action and during the fight scenes and stuff like that you want it to be as smooth as possible with no kind of drop frames or slow frame rate, then I would leave it set on the default performance mode, so that guarantees a nice solid 60 frames per second that is noticeably smoother and will look better in the fight scenes, like I said, and stuff like that, but you can definitely tell the difference between the 30 and the 60. You won't be able to tell the difference on this YouTube video, but if you try it yourself, see what you think, see which setting you prefer.